These people are going to think they're goofy. Yeah, we are goofy. We're trying to get our mics working. Thanks, Jennifer. Are we ready? Okay. We would like to welcome you out to our city council meeting this evening. All council members are here with our mayor, and we welcome everyone to the meeting. We'll begin this meeting with opening ceremonies with a Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Jackson Rose. Jackson's, are you a senior over or junior over at Murray? Junior over at Murray, and he is a representative of our the youth council, and he represents as the mayor. So I've asked Jackson if he'd come up to the podium and lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jackson. Jackson, when I was a sophomore in high school, I had curly hair. Look at me now. Oh, I really did. I'm going to bring proof. I had it just like yours. You're not quite, almost about right there. I was proud of that. All right. Next matter of business, 5.2, approval of minutes. Any questions on 5.21, excuse me? Council meetings November 14, 2017.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, approved. Thank you. Do we have any scouts with us this evening, like scout troops? No scout troops. All right. See a lot of people in uniform, but no scouts here. Okay. All right. Next, we have item 5.3.1, introduction and swearing in of the Murray City Youth Government. And Sherry Van Bibber, are you going to be handling that with Jennifer Kennedy? Sure. Look at her. You know, that's how Sherry is. She could say sure and just have no clue what she's saying sure to, but she says sure. Come on up, Sherry, and join us. Sherry is the youth council leader and the adult council leader. Yeah, that is. Someone said that's an insult to her, she said.
We just want to thank you guys for your support. We've been together since 2002, but the past few years, the support has been amazing. And we have an amazing group of kids, and they're from all over, actually. So we have a lot of things planned, and we've done a lot. The Haunted Woods was a huge part of it, the 4th of July parade, and have been doing a lot of fundraisers and things like that. But you guys have taken us into your budget this year, which has been really nice. We're going to Utah State in March to a leadership conference together. We invite you all to come with us because we need the more energy, the better. But just we're just very honored for our youth in Murray. They are full of energy and they get a lot done, and I'm very proud of them. So everybody's going to come up and we're all going to be sworn in.
Okay. So Sherry, do you want to go ahead? Jan, what are you asking? Do you have a list of their names? I do here. Okay. Sherry, I've got it right here for you if you need it. The list. And we'll have you read their names. Or whoever, you can have. Sherry's pretty good at having the youth do it, aren't you?
Yeah.
She turned that right over to Zach, or not Zach, Jackson. Yeah, Zach. He's in Marseille. Look at that crowd. My goodness, this is great.
You're just full of electricity. Can you go through the names? Just announce them and then we'll officially be turned over.
Okay. First is Elizabeth Johnson.
There you go.
Wilkie, Katie Sandberg, Caleb Black, Micah Black, Madeline Smith, Abigail Smith, Avalon Green, Katie Cook, Merritt Klingler, Isaac Green, Amelia Kessler, let's see, who is this? Sarah Kim, and I am Jackson Rose. Is your name on? And Sarah Rasmussen.
I turned everyone in.
Is that everybody?
Did we miss someone?
Yes.
Say,
Did we miss anybody?
if we missed you, say your name. Yell it out if we missed you.
We were trying to get everybody. Not one person is shy. That's a good thing.
All right.
Ready? Everyone raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To support, obey, and defend.
To support, obey, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Utah.
And the Constitution of the State of Utah.
And perform the duties of my office.
And perform the duties of my office.
As a member of the Murray City Youth Government.
As a member of the Murray City Youth Government.
With fidelity.
Okay. Sherry, let's have them tell us what school they attend.
Yeah. Go down and, do you want what school and what grade? How's that? Okay.
All right, I'm a junior at Murray.
I'm a sophomore at Murray.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a sophomore at Murray.
I'm a senior at Murray.
I'm a senior at Murray as well.
I am also a senior at Murray.
I am also a senior.
I'm a junior at Murray.
I'm a junior at Murray.
I'm a sophomore 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 at Skyline. I'm a junior at Murray.
I'm a junior at Murray.
And we have some people from AISU and Cottonwood who are not here.
And Ames.
And Ames.
And I'm a senior.
Is that Sherry said that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a lifer senior.
Thanks. Yeah.
Sherry, what else? Do you have something to say about this fine group?
No, I just am honored to be a part of it. These guys keep me keep me going. We've done about 17 projects so far. It's been crazy. And we're working with the Veterans Group, with Christmas, we're working with Kidsy, we're working with the Exchange Club, we have our Excel. We're kind of a component of 3 different mixtures. The Exchange Club has a youth group, kind of like the Rotary Club has Interact. We're the Excel group, so we work with that. We're the government. Your son was, we want to try to get him too. Okay. We're the Murray Youth Chamber of Commerce, so we have the business component side to us too, and then the Murray Youth City Council. So we have the same acronym, MYCC, but we're kind of under this umbrella of these 3 pieces. And then all of these kids have been trained in our ambassadors for the American Red Cross too. So they work all summer long. They don't take time off. We actually went back to Houston and did a conference as to why our students do service all year long. And it was pretty cool because we were in Houston in the past 2 summers. Houston has needed help with floods and fires, and the Red Cross has been there to help them. So it was very easy to explain why, you know, if the Red Cross wasn't volunteering in the summer, they would have been in trouble. Hence our youth that give all 12 months. So we decided service never takes a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what our kids are known for, and they've been acknowledged through a group in Washington, and like I said, through the Exchange Club, which is a national group across the United States. So our group has been honored in many different ways for that specifically. So Murray's on the map with the youth. I'll just put it that way.
Sherry, how long have you been doing this again?
Since 2002.
2002, man. Does she get a big round of applause for that? I mean,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
May
please,
I say
please.
something just on Sherry's behalf? The quality of these young people is a testament, Sherry, to your energy and effectiveness in putting together a group like this of young high school students. We're just so proud of you and what you're doing, and Sherry, we really appreciate you for the great work you do.
Thanks for giving us the chance.
Yeah.
To do it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a fabulous city council, and Murray's the best. I'm from South Carolina, and my kids all said, "Come out to Eagle Mountain." I said, "No, I bought my next real estate, and it's in a cemetery." So. I'm here.
I love it. All righty. Well,
Thank you.
hey, thank you. We appreciate it. One more round of applause. And you guys can stay for the whole meeting, or you can go. I know you'd like to stay, but you can. Yeah, right. We're not afraid to say right. Thank you again. We, as Dave said so beautifully, we are appreciative to our youth, and this group of youth. I've been involved a little bit with Sherry, and I'll tell you, they are impressive, and they put a lot of time in. I mean, they put in. I think they do 3 or 4 projects, or 4 or 5 a month. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you again. All right, our next order of business, 5.3.2, a swearing in Murray City firefighter paramedic Russell Snedden, and that will be done by our own Chief Rodriguez.
Your own Chief Rodriguez.
Our own, our very own.
Russell. We're really excited and glad to welcome Russ Snedden to our fire department family. He comes to us from south of the border, Utah County. They let me go to Cabela's and I can sneak into the. But we're glad to have him. Russ is he's also in the National Guard. He also recently just finished his recruit training class with members of West Valley Fire Department and West Jordan Fire Department. And that was a good thing. That'll set you off good. And one thing you got to remember is when you work with new guys, that even if they're from a different department, you kind of have an affinity with them for the rest of your career. Kind of like every once in a while I get Councilman Brass's name wrong, but I kind of was brought up with his brother Bill, back in the day. I mean, we knew each other when we were rookies and kind of all the way up. So you have a special place with those guys. He's also he did something really kind of interesting. He came to our interview. He kind of delayed his honeymoon, all right, for our interview.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how important we are. Way to go. So when the interviewers came in, they said, this is the guy we want. I had to kind of interrupt his honeymoon and call him up and hey, do that telephonic interview. I've only done 2. But gladly he accepted the job. So I know, it wasn't the highlight of his honeymoon, but at least it was a little bit of a bonus, But we're glad to have you because there's something kind of interesting. I hope that didn't come out wrong.
No, that came out just perfect, Gil.
I see myself on TV again. But you're newly married to Kate, and congratulations. But there's something that happens in the fire service because you're here for a long time, and your dad was a fireman in Orem. When I got in the fire department, I was single, and now, my daughter's getting married. She's 23. Everybody knows them. You look at the guys around here, and some of them are new, some have been here for a while, but you grow up with their families, believe it or not. So when we welcome you to our family, we welcome you to our family, and we're glad to have you. And with that, we want to swear you in. I never did ask about the softball thing, did I? Have you played softball?
It's been a long time.
Yes. We wanted to hear. But then we had a pro baseball player one time, and we lost that. We got annihilated. I don't know how that worked. Anyways, we're ready. So congratulations. We're glad to have you.
Thanks, Chief.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I, Russell Thomas Snedden,
Do solemnly swear
do support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and perform the duties of my office as a Murray City firefighter/paramedic with fidelity.
Different badge, though.
That one was a lot heavier.
You have no idea.
That's a tough one.
Hey, Russ, would you introduce your family? Who you have here?
Yes. So sitting with my wife, I've got my mom, Teresa, and then my father, Russ Smith.
If I could just take a second, gosh, if you're anything like your father, you got a good one, Chief. You got a good one. I recognize Russ from Orem, and I also remember the Guard. And gosh, congratulations! You're joining a great fire department. Happy to have you.
I don't know how old you are, but when you look at someone that young and they ask, have you play softball? And he goes, it's been a long time. I'm going like, no, it's been a long time for us. Oh, I didn't mean to throw you guys with me, but anyway, we're excited to have you here, Russ, and it's a great team. So thank you. All righty, you guys are welcome to stay for the meeting too, or get the heck out of here, whatever you want to do. So. Okay, we have a busy meeting, don't we? Okay, we will. Thanks again. We appreciate all that you do for the city. Next are citizen comments. These are limited to 3 minutes. And if you fill out a form that Jan has, either before you do it or at least before you leave, and if you'd come up to the podium and state your name and address and take no more than 3 minutes, we appreciate it. So we'll open that up right now. Seeing none, okay, we'll close that part of the citizen comments and go to consent agenda, which there is none. Public hearing, which is none. Wow, this is kind of amazing. Unfinished business, which is none. And we have one item for new business. 10.1, consider resolution approving a proposed fee increase for the Wasatch Front Waste and Recycling District to be effective January 1st, 2018. Welcome, Pam Roberts. We were with Pam last week, and we always love having you here, Pam.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I never pass up an opportunity to talk trash, so thanks for having me back again. I just want to say thank you so much, Mayor Kemp. Congratulations on Mayor-elect. And I know that the city itself, as well as the council, have been through some challenging changes recently. And I want to compliment you all, because I go before many municipal councils every year, and anytime I come here, you're just very welcoming, and you're very kind, even when we're talking about a fee increase, and I'm getting all choked up, but just thank you. So when I was here on November 21st, we ran through all the details, and I was asked to make sure that I bring the information forward for any members of the public that live in the district. We service a portion of Murray City because it was annexed into the city. And so it used to be the unincorporated areas, and it's basically 900 East up to Van Winkle area. So I don't know if there's any residents that live in that area that receive our services. Your recycle can would be blue if you do. So, no, okay, well maybe I can make it quick, I don't know. So, I'll go as fast as you'd like me to. Our organization experiences a 1% revenue gain every year, and that's because of new homes that come in the district. We have one revenue source, and that is fees for our service. We're a government organization, so we basically provide a mandated service through the state and county mandates for the health and safety of our community. So you can imagine if garbage piles up, there's a problem. So just to run through quickly, we have goals that we have set. We want to continue to meet our mandates that are tasks before us. while sustaining a very high 90% customer satisfaction rating. We're very proud of that. And then we also want to manage the increased costs that come to us through landfill expenses that we do not control, truck maintenance rates, and then employee pay and benefits. We want to make sure we're competitive. As you can imagine, with our fee structure, we want to keep our rates as low as possible while meeting the service demand of our residents. As I mentioned, we're fee-based, and so this particular slide goes through our revenue sources by the services we provide. That big blue portion is our residential fees, which is basically 92% of our revenue stream. There are subscription programs and non-residential collections that are self-supported, so we basically charge for what that costs independently of the residential fee, so there's no subsidy, so to speak. And then I also want to make sure that I emphasize the services that we provide. It's basically everything you see on screen except for the top right two cans, which are our subscription programs for green waste and glass, and that's curbside. So we do the weekly recycling and weekly garbage, as well as all of those other services and can repair replacement. Area cleanup, as the council knows, is one of our most popular programs that we provide. And then this goes through the cost projections going into 2018. And if you look through each service that we provide, the curbside garbage, of course, is the most expensive because that is the most commodity that's generated by the residents that we are mandated to haul off. And then recycling is broke out, and this is all broken out into the cost per home per month is what that is. So the actual cost is $19.72 per home per month. As you can see, we're moving from $14.75 up to $17 a month for the basic service, which is everything that's listed out there to the right and everything I showed you on the slide. So as I mentioned, we are in competition with the private haulers, and so we try to keep our fees as low as possible so that our residents do want to use our services. As you can imagine, if we go in and we propose what it actually cost at $19.72, I have a feeling that a lot of municipalities and residents would want to try to privatize. But the thing I always say is please compare apples to apples, and that is that area cleanup program is costly, but it's also very popular. So if a municipality does have an appetite to go out, it's mainly including everything that's in that service package. The other thing that we're doing is raising our second can fee from $15 a month to $17 a month, with the thought that we can maybe move people off of that second black can and recycle more if they're using it for a green waste. Hoping they'll see the benefit of green waste only being $9.50 a month versus that $17, and maybe switch over where we can divert more waste away from the landfill. And then this year we are implementing a $3 per home per month for a second recycled can. And the thought there is that we now pay for recycling, so we need some assistance to help pay for that cost, but yet it's not, hopefully it's not too high with that $3, which would be $36 a month. And for those folks that are very passionate about recycling, I don't anticipate we'll get too many second recycled cans coming back to us. These are our cash balances. And you can see that without the fee increase, that's that bottom chart. And without that fee increase, we start getting into dropping below the 20% fund balance in 2019. So I was asked the question just today by a council member from Holiday of, well, why not wait? Well, that's that time value of money. If we wait for the 225 now, we do know that we'll lose basically over $2 million of annual revenue next year, and then we'll have to have a larger increase going forward. So the board did say we want to go ahead and implement the fee increase now, get that time value of money, and then of course our history is that we will spend that cash down So even with the fee increase, you can see that we're going to spend down that cash balance, year-end cash balance, by about $2 million a year going forward, with an anticipated needed fee increase in 2022. So I'm open to questions and comments, concerns.
I was going to throw in some comments. Could you back it up to your list of services that Wasatch Front? No, for one. There you go.
Okay.
One of the big things to note is we still subsidize a bit of the cost of picking up the garbage anyway, particularly with all the services we provide. But I don't know if all of us got the phone call today. I know Diane did and I did. From a resident on the east side, and one of the questions was why do we have two companies picking up our garbage? And we actually went to the residents on the east side. Murray likes to provide services to all their citizens, and we thought, well, we should do that with picking up garbage too, and held several public meetings, and we heard from many citizens on the east side of Murray that are served by Wasatch Front in no uncertain terms that they wanted to stay with Wasatch. And the big one was the area cleanups. We hear in the area covered by ACE right now, we don't do area cleanup at no charge. You can rent a large roll-off dumpster for a fee, and we do green waste for a fee. So the citizens over there made that choice, and I know that the one person who got the phone call was told that. The other is I've been on the Wasatch Front Administrative Control Board now for a long time, it seems like, and they do not spend frivolously. We look at this every which way we can to try and save money, and when tipping fees go up $1.50 a ton at the transfer station, that's got to come from somewhere. Health insurance costs go up, fuel costs go up, and the other is everybody in this industry got hit with a big surprise when all of a sudden the recycling market went from we made money off of it to, it actually reversed. We were making $15, $20 a ton, and now we pay $15 to $20 a ton. That was a $500,000 shift from positive to negative, and we've been absorbing that for the last couple of years. So the increase is absolutely necessary, and it's been hit by the entire industry. We're not the only ones. Even the private haulers have seen it, and their rates go up. So wanted to get that on the record.
Thank you. And it's been 5 years, 5 great years, to have Councilmember Brass on our board. And I
seems longer.
This garbage wears on you after a while. But I just publicly want to say thank you very much, Jim. You've been a great support.
Been a pleasure.
Coming in right when we separated from Salt Lake County and helped us weather the storm, because rolling out the billing made it a little rockier than we anticipated. But transparency is always, in my mind, the best thing to do in public service. It went from, just for anybody that doesn't understand, our fee went from being separate on the property tax notice as a fee, where residents really didn't get an itemized bill. So some of them didn't even realize how much they were paying. And so when we rolled out the billing in 2013, they got an itemized bill, which is wonderful to be that transparent. It came with a price because we lost a lot of second garbage cans because a lot of residents didn't even know that they were paying another $15 a month for that second can. But the hope is that we'll get them to recycle more, and we did see some increases in that tonnage. But at any rate, it was rocky, and I just want to say thank you. And when you were vice chair and chair last year, just great support, so thank you.
Great. Any other questions for Pam? Frank?
Yeah, normally in a fee increase, we have a public hearing. We did have a public hearing, however, it was done under the Woodford, and this public hearing was held on November 16th. And I just want to make sure for the record that there was notice. Could you just go through, first of all, the notice that you did, and then any public input you received at the public hearing?
You bet. We did post as required in the newspaper 2 weeks prior. We did 2 different notices to make sure the word got out. We also put it on our website that the public hearing would be coming out. And then, of course, my personal visits to each municipal council to educate residents. There were 2 residents that came to the public hearing on November 16th, and the board heard their comment. There was no opposition by either of them. One was very complimentary. He was from Kearns Metro Township. Very complimentary about the service. The only thing he was concerned about is that some residents weren't quite clear of the amount of the fee increase. They thought it was an increase of $17 per home per month versus the $225. So we've really been pushing to help folks understand that particular piece of it. The other resident was a resident from Sandy City. Sandy City is very unique as well with Murray City. There's portions of the city that we service that are still in our district, but Sandy City has annexed them. And it's almost 850 homes, a little over that. But it is certain sections of the unincorporated Granite and Sandy Hills, some of the other communities that were annexed. And so that she was a bit confused, wondering if it applied to her, which it did not. And the way I determined again was that her recycling can was blue, so everything was cleared up right then and there. But she was very complimentary towards the board and how well everyone worked together, even though there might have been differences that were expressed and challenges that were expressed. So that was about it. And the board adopted that night since there was no big public comment and concern.
Yep. And the board, for those who don't know, is made up of 13 entities now. So we're not the only ones who have made this decision. 12 other cities, townships, and the county.
Mm-hmm.
There's county members, so it's been vetted by a lot of elected officials.
Pam, I've also had the question for those of us who receive our information and read the newspaper over the internet. Is the notice published there as well? I mean, it's on the newspaper,
Right.
but is it also accessible through the internet?
As far as I know, if they pull up the Trib on that day, and I believe it was November 7th, and then there was another time, I'd have to pull up that email that I sent to give those dates to when Jan asked. So give me 1 second. I'll make sure my code didn't go up there publicly.
While you're looking at that, I'll just also reiterate what Jim said about that meeting, and you were there, Diane. It was a large meeting, so it wasn't like 10 people showed up. It was lots and lots of people, and they made it very clear that they wanted to stay with Wolford. So.
Yeah.
Oh, when there was talk of the de-annexation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they.
Thank you, Jan. I appreciate that. So that's the date. The Tribune published it on November 3rd, and then the Deseret News was on November 7th. And as I mentioned, it was on our website, Facebook posts. We tried to push the word out as much as possible. We also posted it in our offices, of course, both at the front door, at the counter, and then we had copies of the tentative budget available, and we didn't receive any requests for that.
Okay, great. Sounds like you did your job, so we appreciate that.
You bet.
Any other questions for Pam? No? Okay. Thank you, Pam.
You bet. Thank
we,
you.
We appreciate you also, so thank you. All right. Any questions amongst the council? If not, we'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the resolution approving a proposed fee increase for the Wasatch Front Waste and Recycling District to be effective January 1st, 2018.
I'll second.
Jennifer?
Yay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Next, we have Mayor Cant's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just two things briefly tonight. First of all, just want to let the council and the public know that this Saturday, on December 9th, the Murray Library will be hosting their big holiday palooza, and Santa Claus himself will stop by. He was over here for the over the weekend for the tree lighting ceremony. Be at the library this coming weekend. He'll visit, and story times will be at 11 a.m. and at 1 p.m. And there'll also be a Christmas song sing-along at noon. Councilman Hales, I just picture you being right in the middle of that.
You picture me looking like Santa Claus is what you're saying.
There'll also be pictures with Santa. That's actually what I thought you were interested in. And a holiday photo booth and crafts and an all-day scavenger hunt. So it'll be a fun day for kids or grandkids to go over to the library. I'd also want to take this opportunity to announce that I've completed the filling of my staff in the mayor's office. You know about Doug Hill being appointed Chief Administrative Officer. Will be effective January 1st. And Jennifer Heaps as Communications and Public Relations Director, as well as Office Administrator. And then we have also extended an offer to Tracy Walker, who will be joining our team on December 18th. So we're very, very excited to go into the new year with full staffing in the mayor's office. It's been a while since that's been the case, so we're looking forward to that. So that's all I have for tonight.
Any questions for the mayor?
What is Tracy's position?
Administrative assistant.
Oh, okay. Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are adjourned.